I came home from work one day, and she was at the dining table. Her books were volumes, manuals all over the dining table, and her head was buried in one of them. And I stood at the door for a minute, and I stared, and just, was looking at that was overwhelming. And before I realized it, my thoughts, I spoke them out loud, and I said, Sonam, what motivates you to work this hard? And she looked up at me with a slight frown on her face, and without missing a beat, said, someone has to put you through nursing home. And of course, then came match day, and she matched to Northwestern. That's what she wanted. That's where she went. We were excited for her, and she wanted her car. I think a year into being in Chicago, she wanted her car, so I drove it up to Chicago. And as I was driving to the intersection where we were going to meet, she came and sat down in the car next to me, and I said, so where were you coming from? And she said, I was hanging out with Ravi. And I was like, she said, I was hanging out with Ravi, not friends, not Ravi and friends, or friends and Ravi, just Ravi. And immediately my ears perked, the antennas started clanging in my head. And that's when we first heard of Ravi, and the rest, as you know, is history. And with that, Ravi, welcome to the family. We're delighted to have you. We could not have been happier for whom Sonam has chosen. And for that, I want to thank your parents for raising such a fine young man. So with that, my last and warmest welcome is to the Rajarams, Dr. Rajaram, Mrs. Rajaram.
From reaping the benefits of a smarty pants sibling, there's definitely a lot more that I gained from having Sonam as a sister, and that has been a friendship. And I probably don't say this as often as I should, but I wouldn't have picked anyone else to, I was gonna say grow old with, but grow up with. I think that's Ravi's job. Nothing can really top our never-ending Friends, Full House, Disney movie classic references, venting about parents, sorry, it happens sometimes, tricking people to think we're twins at the grocery store, or anywhere else we go actually, doing Forrest Gump skits together in front of anyone that will listen actually. And I know our memories go way, way back, and I could probably go on and on about Sonam and our friendship and our sisterhood. And people actually to this day tell me that I talk more about my sister than I do about myself. But I think it's because it's just so easy to do. And although we have all those memories, and they will obviously be cherished forever, I'm so happy that you found your other best friend, another partner in crime who seems to cherish and love you and love your sense of humor and your wit and charm just as much as I do, and to be frank, can tolerate you just as much as I can. It has been so much fun getting to know Ravi over the past several years. Ravi and Sonam are perfect for each other, super nerdy, super funny, and you can tell that they genuinely just get along and have fun with each other, and they're super supportive of anything that they do. If Sonam wanted to leave the dinner table and go read a book, he'd be totally okay with it. Sonam, I'm so happy that you found your lobster, just as long as I can stay your person. And Ravi, if you haven't learned this by now already, our parents instilled this in us from the very beginning. Family is everything. and we're so happy to have you as a part of ours. And if there's any book I'd be reading in the near future, it's the love story that you two have written. Cheers and congratulations.
गली में मारे फेरे पास आने को मेरे गली में मारे फेरे पास आने को मेरे कभी परखता नैन मेरे तो कभी परखता तोर कभी परखता नैन मेरे तो कभी परखता तोर अंबर सरिया मुन्ने आवे कचिया कलियां ना तोड़ अंबर सरिया मुन्ने आवे कचिया कलियां ना तोड़ तेरी माँ ने बोले है मुझे तीखे से बोल तेरी माँ ने बोले है मुझे तीखे से बोल अंबर सरिया हो अंबर सरिया मैं कलियों के जैसी मेरी अल्हड़ उम्र नियानी छोटी सी ये जान मेरी और जोबन बहता पानी अरे मैं कलियों के जैसी मेरी अल्हड़ उम्र नियानी छोटी सी ये जान मेरी और जोबन बहता पानी जब से चढ़ी जवानी ढूंढती दिल दहाड़ी जब से चढ़ी जवानी ढूंढती दिल दहाड़ी मैं अनजानी को ये पानी लेना जावे रोड अंबर सरिया मुन्ने आवे कचिया कलियां ना तोड़ अंबर सरिया मुन्ने आवे कचिया कलियां ना तोड़ तेरी माँ ने बोले है मुझे तीखे से बोल तेरी माँ ने बोले
So we went on this camping and fishing trip with our friends Shondo and Willie, and we were all walking down the steep, gravelly path to our fishing spot. We were carrying our fishing rods. Most of us were carrying beer. Ravi was carrying a box of cookies, because that's Ravi. And as we're walking down the slope, we hear the sound of somebody slipping and somebody hitting the ground really hard. And we turn around, and Ravi's on the ground. His fishing rod has been flung, and we are sure that he is hurt. And we rush over to him, and he has this big, absurd grin on his face because even though he had fallen and slammed into the ground, he had managed to hold up his box of cookies so that they did not break. And in that moment, I knew that Ravi and I were not soulmates. Ravi and cookies are soulmates. But I feel like that moment also captures one of what I think of Ravi's most admirable traits, which is that when he really loves something, he will do whatever it takes to protect what he loves and whom he loves. And so when he first told me that he had this big crush on Sonam, part of me was sad about the possibility of having to share Ravi with somebody else. I think I said to him, but you don't need another Shah. You already have your Shah. I'm your Shah.
So growing up, we were a little bit jealous of Ravi because he got the perks of being the oldest child.
Yeah, so I mean, he got to sit up front in the car. He had his own bathroom, whereas we had to share. He got, a lot of say in where we went for family vacations. And the part that really bugged me was like when we went out to dinner, he usually got to pick the restaurants and he got to pick dessert. And we all know how much Ravi likes dessert, so really felt like that was unfair.
We still do hold a little good grudge about that, Ravi, by the way. One thing we've always admired about Ravi is his charm and his ability to achieve so much with his words. Not to mention he's incredibly intelligent, which makes sense because in high school he actually got the superlative for being the most intelligent. Not sure if you remember that.
Ravi and I would watch Jeopardy all the time, and I was always stumped, had no idea what was going on, and I was always impressed at how Ravi just effortlessly knew all the answers, had great logical abilities where that's concerned. And of course it's very fitting now because he is dating the Jeopardy master herself, It's very exciting that Ravi has just really found his better half, someone who's just so witty and intelligent and can probably kick his ass in Jeopardy. So I'm happy that you can do what I can't do. So
We absolutely love you, Ravi, and we love you, Sonam, and we are so excited that you're a part of our family. So welcome to the family.
yeah, welcome Sonam. We're so happy to have you.
We love you guys.